array and loop. In the last video, we have seen array with loop, a single array. In this program, we are going to see two arrays. Program is like take the elements of two array and make the sum of these elements. So, to learn this, first we need to understand the definition, understand the output, and third, develop the program. In this, we are going to learn these three steps. Number one, that is understanding the definition. Number two, that is according to this definition, what should be the output. And number three, according to the output, how we can develop the program. So, what we have to do? We have to take the two array. Let us say array 1, A1 and A2, and make the sum of these elements. For example, suppose you have A1, you have the two elements, that is 101 and 102, and A2 you have two elements 201 and 202. So what we have to do, that is here 101 it's 0th element, 102 it's the first element. Again for this A2 201 it's a 0 element and it's a 1 element. So we have to do A of 0 plus B of 0, A of 1 plus B of 1, and so on, A of 2 plus B of 2. So let us see this program output as I have already designed. So first the screen is going to ask you that enter the elements of two array to make the sum. So it's going to ask you how many numbers you want to enter for the array, and we are taking the input, that is 2. So see here, this is the A1 and this one is the A2. It's asking you for enter number 2 times because we have mentioned here 2. And so after finishing the elements of A1, it's asked you for the second array. So again it's enter number, again it's asking you for the, again it's asking you for the 2 times. Here also it's asking you for the 2 times, so that you can make the sum equally. So what is 100? Where the 100 is going to store, that is A0 equals to 100 and A1 is equals to 200. And where the 10 is going to store, that is B0 equals to 10 and B1 is equals to 20. So next it's going to show you the sum, that is 100 plus 10 is equals to 110, 200 plus 20 is equals to 2. Let us design the program. To design the program, let us understand how we can write the program. This is the logic development we need to understand. Everybody must know this logic. So here in this program, as we know how many array we need to declare, so the simple answer is 2 array. First, we need to declare a array. First step. What is the second step? So we are taking the values for this number of elements. So to take the value from the user, we will use the Scanf for number of elements. After that, what happens? It asks you for the array elements. First array element first, and then the second array element. So third step will be looping concept with Scanf and printf. Why we use the looping concept? Why we use the loop over here? Because it asks us for the two elements. It is not fixed. Every time it will take the two elements. According to this given value, according to this given value, it's going to repeat over here. If we write suppose 3, if we write suppose 3, then it will ask here for the 3 times. So we are using the loop concept to take the input value. The above will be for the array 1 and fourth step it will be for the array 2. So we get the value of array 1, we get the value of array 2. Now what is this? We are going to make the sum and print the value. So logic for making sum and display on a console. So clear about this? So what we need to do first? First is we need to declare a two array as we need to make the sum of two arrays. Second, how many values we will take for this array, that is depend on your input, user's input. So first we take the input using the scanf, that how many numbers of elements you want for each array. Third one is we need to take the input value for the array 1. So we use the loop concept, printf and scanf for the array 1. Again the same process is repeat for the array 2, that is the a2. And after that we want the sum of these two arrays element. So we need a logic, that is we already discussed a of 0 plus b of 0, and we are going to make the sum of this. So to make the sum of these, we take the third array, that is the sum, and it's going to store all the sum value into this. Now let us implement the practical of this. Now let us develop the program. So according to that, we understand that we have to go through these steps. So what is the first step? The first step is we need to create a two array. So let us create the two array. So that is int. As we know, its a data type is int a1 and a2. Now let us check what is our output. So first, what is the output? That is enter the elements of two array. This is a simple text we need to print. So to print the simple text, what we use? That is a printf. Printf enter elements for two array. I'm using the slash n. So it will come on the next line. How many elements do you want to enter? So it's going to ask. So now we need to take the value. Just over here you can see we need to take this 2 or 3 whatever. So to take the value we use scanf, that is percentage %d and %n. As it showed the error because n is not declared. So I'm going to declare it over here. Let us run this program and let us check the output. So here it's showing you enter the number of elements for the two array and how many elements do you want to enter, and it's asking you for the number. Just I'm writing the 2. So we have finished our first step, that is we have taken this much value. Now what is the second step? That is we need to take the values of these array elements. So to take the values for this array element one by one, what we can use? So that is the loop. So here I'm declaring the creating the i's loop, I less than or equals to less than n, because we want to take the elements from this n up till the n, and I plus plus. Here it's also showing me the error because I is not declared. So I use over here I. This is the first loop for the A1 array and this is the second loop for the A2 array. I'm using the scanf to take the value of the array and percent A of I. Sorry, A1 of I. But you see in the output screen what we have mentioned? We have mentioned enter number. What we have mentioned? We have mentioned enter number. So before taking the scanf, I'm going to use the printf, enter number and semicolon. I'm going to repeat these same steps for array element A2. Okay, let us run this program and check the output. Okay, here it's going to ask you for the how many elements. Let us write the 2. First is 10, 20. You see, it's asking you for the 4 times. Why 4 times? First 2 for the A1 and next 2 for the A2. But user don't understand that which elements are for this. So to understand this, I have written here the one line, that is enter element for the second. So when a loop first is completed, I use printf. So after taking the elements for the first array, it's give you the message that enter, I'm going to use /n, enter elements for second array. Okay, now let us see the change in the program. Let us save the program and let us run the program. Okay, so it's asking, I'm writing 2, 10 and 20. Now it's asking you enter the elements for the second array. Here suppose I'm writing 100 for the first one and 200 for the second one. Let us write the /n so it can be differentiated in the next line. Now we have completed the 2 steps. Which 2 steps? This one is completed and this one is completed. Now what is the third step? Third step is we want to make the sum. Logic for making the sum. How can we make the sum of these two array? Very simple. Let us use again the for loop. I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, so how can we make the sum? That is a1 of 0 plus a2 of 0. Yes, very simple. But here it's in a loop and we want to use it one by one. So we will use a1 of I and a2 of I. It will make the sum. But after that, what is our next step? We want to print it onto the screen. So we need one temporary variable, that is sum, one temporary array variable, that is the sum, which will store the sum of these two array elements. Again, it's showing the error. See here how I am taking the variables one by one as it is needed. So here I am going to declare sum of 5. So we have just make the sum of these two array elements. Now what is the last step remaining? That is display on the console. So let us display. Again to display this sum, I am using the for loop. Let us just copy and paste it. And let us use the printf double quotes %d double quotes over and sum of I. Okay, I am just using /n and here I am just writing printf sum and /n. Let us run this program. So again it's asking us to 10, 20 again for the third element, sorry for the second array elements 100 and 200. So you are getting the sum, that is 100 plus 10, 110, 200 plus 20, 220. Okay, so we are getting the output and it is correctly. But the problem is what? We want the output like this way. We want to format the output in this manner. We already have this value. This is a1 of 0, this is a2 of 0, this is sum of 0. So let us learn this how to format this. First, after the sum, I use the printf. After the sum, I use the printf. Here I write a plus b equals to sum and semicolon slash n. I use the space in between this. Now here only 1 percentage d is there. But I want a of 0, so I add 1 percentage d. Then I want the plus sign as a string, then plus. Again I want a2, so I use second percentage d, then space, then equals to sign, and then third percentage d, that is sum of I. So here I mention a1 of I and a2 of I. And let us run this program. 2, I am writing 100, 200, 10 and 20. So you can see here, by just using a few statements of printf, we can make the formation of the output. It looks differently. Here we want some space, so we can add some space. So everything is aligned together. So that is up to your output screen. In the summary, first step is we need to understand the definition. Second step is design and understand the output. Third is convert your program into steps. And fourth step is develop the code. So one by one, according to the output screen, you can develop your code. Thank you so much.